From a Stoic perspective, effective strategies for managing interactions with narcissistic individuals can be invaluable. Narcissism, characterized by excessive self-esteem, a lack of empathy, and an insatiable need for attention and admiration, often presents significant challenges in relationships. Narcissists frequently use manipulation, exploitation, and devaluation to satisfy their own egos. However, the ancient philosophy of Stoicism, which emphasizes virtue, self-discipline, and indifference to external circumstances, offers valuable insights into navigating these encounters and protecting oneself. In this video, we'll share 9 powerful approaches to dealing with narcissists through a Stoic lens. When facing the difficult task of confronting a narcissist, it's important to remember that it can be emotionally draining and challenging. Their constant need for admiration and tendency to manipulate others can evoke a range of emotions, such as anger, frustration, sadness, and confusion. However, Stoicism offers a guiding principle: the practice of emotional indifference. This doesn't mean suppressing our emotions, but rather recognizing their fleeting nature and maintaining inner tranquility despite external circumstances. It's crucial not to let a narcissist's praise inflate our ego or their criticisms destabilize us. Instead, we strive to cultivate a sense of inner peace that allows us to stay true to ourselves rather than reacting impulsively to their words and actions. Through the practice of emotional detachment, we come to understand that a narcissist's opinions and actions have no bearing on our inherent worth as individuals. We free ourselves from the endless cycle of seeking validation and approval by focusing on our own inner strengths. Emotional detachment also enables us to maintain a healthy distance from the theatrics and manipulation of the narcissist. Instead of allowing their emotional games to impact us, we adopt an attitude of impartial observation, seeing their behavior for what it truly is without letting it deeply affect us. We maintain a clear and objective viewpoint, understanding that a narcissist's actions are a reflection of their own insecurities and limitations, not a reflection of our own value. Additionally, the practice of emotional detachment empowers us by giving us a sense of control and authority over our own lives. Rather than granting the narcissist the power to disturb our emotional stability, we remain resolute within our own internal fortress. We recognize that it is our sole responsibility to manage our own emotions, and that we have the capacity to determine our reactions to external situations. By practicing emotional detachment, we liberate ourselves from the narcissist's manipulation and allow for the development of inner tranquility and calm amidst tumultuous environments. We become embodiments of strength, navigating emotional storms with composure and unwavering determination. This enables us to transcend the manipulations of narcissists and reclaim our personal power. In a world saturated with narcissism and egocentrism, emotional indifference serves as a guiding light, leading us to true emotional liberation and inner fulfillment. Cultivating self-esteem is also fundamental in the intricate web of interactions with narcissists. They incessantly seek admiration and belittle others to boost their own egos. However, at the core of Stoic philosophy lies a profound lesson on the importance of nurturing unwavering self-esteem, even amidst the chaos of narcissism. Cultivating self-esteem involves recognizing and affirming our inherent worth as individuals, independent of external validation or criticism. In a society that promotes narcissism and devalues those who don't conform to its arbitrary norms, the principles of Stoicism offer a powerful alternative. Instead of seeking validation from others, Stoicism encourages us to discover our own inherent value, fostering a strong sense of self-worth. Facing rampant narcissism, it is essential to cultivate self-awareness and embrace ourselves unconditionally. Embracing our unique qualities, both strengths and weaknesses, along with our peculiarities, allows us to find a deep sense of self-worth that doesn't depend on external validation. In a world striving for conformity, self-acceptance becomes an act of rebellion, celebrating our individuality and authenticity. Moreover, developing self-esteem involves showing kindness and understanding not just to ourselves, but also to others. We recognize that we are all imperfect individuals navigating life, deserving of love, acceptance, and empathy from ourselves and those around us. In a world thriving on division and conquest, compassion becomes a powerful force unifying humanity through our shared vulnerability and experiences. Practicing gratitude encourages us to recognize and appreciate the blessings and opportunities that come our way, even in times of difficulty and adversity. Cultivating a gratitude mindset helps us maintain a positive and hopeful perspective, even in the face of negativity and challenges brought by narcissism. In a society that thrives on discontent and jealousy, gratitude emerges as a potent remedy, nourishing our inner being and strengthening our resolve. By fostering a healthy sense of self-esteem, we can withstand the relentless influences and manipulations of narcissism. We embody confidence and unwavering self-worth, emanating a radiant inner glow that guides us through the shadows cast by narcissistic forces. In a world dominated by the destructive force of narcissism, cultivating Stoic self-esteem offers a glimpse of hope, leading us to genuine fulfillment and inner contentment. The first step is to establish firm boundaries when dealing with narcissistic individuals to safeguard our emotional and psychological well-being. Narcissists tend to overstep others' boundaries in their relentless pursuit of self-gratification, often leaving those around them feeling invaded and drained. However, setting clear boundaries is an act of self-discipline and self-affirmation, preserving our dignity and overall well-being. It involves clearly and assertively communicating our needs, desires, and limits without succumbing to the fear of disapproval or rejection by the narcissist. We recognize our right as individuals to set our own boundaries and have no obligation to meet others' irrational or manipulative demands, including those of narcissists. By setting firm boundaries, we acknowledge and defend our own value and dignity as individuals. We refuse to be controlled, manipulated, or diminished by narcissistic individuals, instead opting to stand unwaveringly in our own truth. We remain steadfast in our principles and values, refusing to compromise them to gain others' approval. Setting firm boundaries enables us to safeguard our emotional well-being and preserve our energy, avoiding absorbing the negative and toxic energy emitted by narcissists. It becomes evident that we are not obligated to tolerate or accept others' abusive and reckless behavior. We have the right to walk away from any situation or relationship causing us harm or discomfort. When we set clear boundaries, we also recognize the consequences that may arise from our actions and decisions, even if it means facing the anger, rejection, or disapproval of the narcissist. It is crucial to understand that we cannot control how others react or behave, but we do have control over our own responses and the protection of our integrity and well-being. Establishing clear boundaries allows us to reclaim our personal power and autonomy within the narcissistic dynamic. We become the guardians of our own happiness and well-being, refusing to be victims of others' manipulation or exploitation. In a world where narcissism seeks to dominate and manipulate, setting clear boundaries becomes an act of defiance and self-determination, enabling us to live authentically and freely. With courage and unwavering determination, we confront the presence of narcissism, fully aware that we deserve relationships and environments that enrich and strengthen our spirits rather than erode our sense of self-worth and self-respect. The fourth step involves cultivating selective empathy, an invaluable human attribute that allows us to understand and form meaningful connections with the feelings and experiences of those around us. Engaging in empathy can be challenging when dealing with narcissistic individuals. Narcissists, with their self-centered nature and lack of concern for others, often exploit the emotional generosity of those around them to meet their own needs, disregarding the feelings and interests of others. To navigate this dynamic, we must exercise discernment and self-control by practicing selective empathy. This means understanding the narcissist's perspective without compromising our own well-being and principles. Selective empathy involves recognizing and validating the emotions and experiences of the narcissist, while protecting ourselves from their abusive or manipulative behavior. We strive to understand the wounds and insecurities driving their actions, acknowledging that their conduct stems from internal pain and a struggle for validation and affection. However, selective empathy also requires setting clear boundaries and safeguarding our emotional and psychological integrity. Our approach to dealing with narcissists involves maintaining a sense of detachment and refusing to engage in their dramatic or manipulative tactics. By creating a healthy distance, we can preserve our inner peace and well-being. Additionally, practicing selective empathy allows us to recognize the narcissist's efforts to manipulate and exploit without getting caught up in their emotional games. We understand that we can comprehend their perspective without tolerating or rationalizing their abusive and disrespectful actions. Our commitment to our values and principles remains steadfast, refusing to compromise our integrity to please or appease the narcissist. In practicing selective empathy, it's important to recognize our own limitations and emotional needs, establishing healthy boundaries in our relationships with narcissists and prioritizing our own well-being and mental health. We understand that we are not responsible for healing or rescuing the narcissist, but must focus on caring for ourselves and safeguarding our own happiness. Selective empathy allows us to maintain our compassion and humanity, even when facing the challenges of narcissism. We become compassionate observers of the narcissist's humanity, recognizing their pain and suffering without allowing their abusive or manipulative behavior to destabilize or harm our self-esteem. In a world where narcissism seeks to divide and conquer, practicing selective empathy becomes an act of resilience and humanity, enabling us to remain true to our values and principles even in the face of adversity. Remember to focus on what you can control within relationships. When confronted with the complex dynamics of narcissism, it becomes essential to keep in mind and practice the principle of directing our attention to what we have the power to influence. The erratic actions and insatiable thirst for recognition and adulation displayed by narcissists have the potential to disrupt our emotional balance and divert our focus from what truly matters. However, by embracing a Stoic mindset and focusing on aspects of the situation within our sphere of influence, we can maintain our tranquility and safeguard our emotional authenticity. Recognizing and accepting our own limitations and vulnerabilities is crucial for directing our attention to what we can control. While we cannot manipulate others' actions or emotions, we have the power to decide how we respond to them. It's crucial to understand that our responses and attitudes towards the narcissist's behavior are conscious choices we can make, regardless of external circumstances. Concentrating on what we can control requires developing deep self-discipline and self-awareness. We face the task of recognizing and understanding our own thoughts and how they shape our actions and decisions. We are aware that our immediate reactions to the narcissist's behavior may be driven by fear, anger, or frustration, and we strive to promote greater clarity and inner tranquility. Furthermore, focusing on what we can control enables us to establish firm boundaries and safeguard our emotional and psychological well-being. It grants us the permission to distance ourselves from situations or relationships that cause discomfort or distress, placing our own happiness and well-being as primary priorities. It is crucial to recognize that we are not obligated to sacrifice our well-being or compromise our values to appease the narcissist or maintain a facade of harmony. By directing our attention to what we have the power to influence, we also develop a sense of profound acceptance and surrender when faced with situations beyond our control. It is important to understand that we cannot change the fundamental nature of the narcissist or coerce them into behaving in a certain way. Instead of resisting the inevitable, we choose to surrender to aspects beyond our control and redirect our energy and attention to areas where we can make a significant impact. By centering our focus on what we can influence, we reclaim our personal power and autonomy in the face of narcissistic dynamics. We actively shape our own future, making deliberate choices aligned with our core values and beliefs. In a world where narcissism seeks to undermine our confidence and drain our energy, the practice of focusing on what we can control serves as a guiding light, leading us to genuine fulfillment and inner contentment. We remain steadfast in our tranquility and determination even amidst the turbulent emotional storms of narcissism, fully aware that we alone hold the reins to our destiny. Protecting oneself against the allure of manipulation is essential. Manipulation is a frequently employed weapon in the arsenal of a narcissist. Their ability to distort the truth, sow confusion, and exploit others' vulnerabilities can be disturbing. However, Defending our moral compass and resisting the narcissist's manipulative tactics becomes an exercise in self-control and authenticity that safeguards our honor and self-esteem. Refusing to be ensnared by the narcissist's manipulation requires cultivating deep self-awareness and discernment. We strive to identify the narcissist's manipulative strategies and avoid succumbing to their emotional maneuvers. We remain steadfast in our own values and principles, refusing to sacrifice our moral integrity to appease the narcissist or maintain superficial harmony. Maintaining a healthy emotional distance is fundamental to avoiding the narcissist's manipulative tactics. We understand that their manipulation is a reflection of their own egocentrism and lack of empathy, and it does not diminish our own value or worth. By prioritizing our emotional well-being, we protect ourselves from the narcissist's negativity and toxicity. Additionally, setting clear and firm boundaries is crucial to preventing the narcissist's manipulation. We grant ourselves the freedom to walk away from any situation or relationship that brings discomfort or distress, placing our own happiness and inner peace as primary priorities. We recognize that we are not obligated to compromise our moral integrity or principles to please the narcissist. Ultimately, resisting the narcissist's manipulation involves cultivating a profound sense of authenticity and honesty within ourselves and in our interactions with others. Even under the pressure and manipulation of a narcissist, we remain committed to living in alignment with our core values and principles. We steadfastly refuse to sacrifice our inner truth to satisfy the narcissist's irrational expectations or demands. By resisting the allure of their manipulation, we reclaim our personal power and autonomy within the complex dynamics of narcissism. In the midst of the challenges posed by narcissistic individuals seeking to exploit our vulnerabilities and undermine our self-esteem, we rise as protectors of our own dignity. With unwavering determination, we resist their manipulations and pressures, refusing to succumb. In a world where narcissism reigns, our firmness in not yielding to manipulation becomes a guiding light, leading us to genuine fulfillment and inner contentment. Even amidst the emotional turbulence caused by narcissism, we remain grounded in our authenticity and truth, fully aware that our moral integrity is unassailable. The seventh principle in Stoic philosophy focuses on cultivating patience and tolerance. These virtues hold immense significance, especially when navigating the complexities of narcissism within our interpersonal connections. The relentless pursuit of attention and admiration by narcissistic individuals can test the limits of our emotional endurance and patience. However, embracing the practice of patience and tolerance serves as a means of honing our self-control and tranquility, allowing us to maintain our inner composure and safeguard our mental serenity. Developing patience and tolerance requires fostering a deep understanding and acceptance of human nature, encompassing both ourselves and those around us. We recognize that narcissism is a reflection of the narcissist's internal traumas and vulnerabilities, and their behavior stems from their own distress and suffering. Our goal is to comprehend the underlying actions driving the narcissist's behavior, even if we hold different perspectives. Practicing patience and tolerance involves maintaining a serene and composed mindset, even amidst challenging circumstances and conflicts. We acknowledge that our immediate responses to the narcissist's actions may be fueled by fear, anger, or frustration, and we strive to foster a deeper sense of clarity and inner tranquility. Moreover, the practice of patience and tolerance allows us to adopt a long-term perspective in our interactions with the narcissist. We understand that change is a gradual process and that expecting immediate transformation from the narcissist is unrealistic. Therefore, we commit to consistently and steadily working towards mutual understanding and personal growth, even when faced with obstacles and difficulties along the way. Cultivating deep compassion and empathy for the narcissist, despite their flaws and imperfections, is an inherent aspect of patience and tolerance. It is a recognition that we are all imperfect individuals, struggling with our own battles and seeking our place in the world. We acknowledge that we all deserve love, acceptance, and understanding from ourselves and others. Practicing patience and tolerance allows us to reclaim our personal power and independence in the face of the challenging dynamics of narcissism. We become the protectors of our own peace and inner tranquility, resisting the narcissist's pressures and manipulations. In a world where narcissism seeks to undermine our self-confidence and exploit our vulnerabilities, the practice of patience and tolerance serves as a guiding light, leading us to genuine fulfillment and inner contentment. In the midst of the tempestuous waves of narcissism, we remain steadfast in our serenity and determination, recognizing that our true power lies in our ability to maintain composure and tranquility, especially during the most challenging moments. When dealing with individuals who exhibit narcissistic traits, it is crucial to adopt a long-term perspective. This approach serves as a valuable resource for safeguarding our emotional well-being and psychological equilibrium. Narcissists, with their constant focus on their own needs and perpetual search for admiration, often create a tense and emotionally challenging environment. Embracing a Stoic mindset and maintaining a long-term perspective becomes an exercise in fortitude and cognitive clarity. It empowers us to remain steadfast in our beliefs and principles even when confronted with adversities. Recognizing that the obstacles and trials we encounter in the present are temporary and will eventually dissipate is fundamental to maintaining a perspective that extends beyond the immediate. We understand that narcissism is an inherent trait that requires considerable time and energy to transform. By remaining committed to our long-term goals and principles, we can resist the distractions and manipulations of narcissists and persist in the face of adversity. Maintaining a long-term perspective involves acknowledging that substantial and meaningful changes require dedicated and prolonged effort in our journey toward mutual understanding and personal development. We commit to being resilient, consistent, and relentless, even in the face of challenges and setbacks. We remind ourselves that achieving authenticity and self-realization may be challenging, but every effort brings us closer to that achievement. Furthermore, having a vision helps us remain steadfast in our beliefs and principles, even if the narcissist opposes or resists us. Committing to acting according to our deepest ideals is not an easy path, especially if it means incurring the anger or rejection of the narcissist. The knowledge that our moral worth and genuineness are something money cannot buy also remains present in our minds. We refuse to yield to a narcissist to please them or maintain exterior peace. Maintaining a long-term perspective also involves cultivating deep acceptance and surrender to circumstances beyond our control. We understand that we cannot change the fundamental nature of the narcissist or force them to act differently. To avoid unnecessary conflicts, we let go of things beyond our control and invest our time in areas where we can make a substantial impact. When we have a vision to pursue, it helps us reclaim our individuality and self-determination in the face of turbulent narcissistic relationships. As architects of our own destiny, we create a life with purpose, free from the confines and chains of narcissism. All challenges can be overcome in a narcissistic world where our confidence is shattered and our weaknesses are exploited against us. Keeping the long-term vision before us becomes a beacon guiding us through the dark and stormy waters to genuine happiness and contentment. We face the task, knowing well that the journey toward authenticity and inner wholeness may be difficult, but every step brings us closer to our destination. Establishing a plan and gathering support are crucial for anyone facing the challenges of a narcissistic personality in their relationships. Practicing emotional detachment is an invaluable skill with narcissists who always want to be the center of attention and are constantly plotting against others. You may end up dealing with an emotionally charged and mentally exhausting situation. By practicing emotional detachment as a form of self-control, we can maintain our balance without succumbing to the flood of emotions that may arise when interacting with the narcissist. Practicing emotional detachment involves cultivating a mindset of impartial observation when it comes to the narcissist's feelings and actions. We need to act in this way and disconnect our mind and heart from any words or actions they may take. This way, we remain serene and mentally healthy. We understand that it is not the narcissist's actions that control our emotions, but our personal response and understanding of their actions. Practicing emotional detachment involves understanding that our emotions are temporary and not allowing them to become part of our identity. we come to understand that our emotions are transitory and cannot serve as the basis for defining who we truly are or establishing our true worth as human beings. Consequently, by fostering a greater awareness of our emotions, we can observe them without being consumed by them, and thus maintain our balance when narcissism stirs a whirlwind of feelings within us. Moreover, practicing emotional detachment allows us to set appropriate boundaries in our relationships with the narcissist. We free ourselves from unwanted or unpleasant environments or contacts and put ourselves first, ensuring our own mental and emotional health. We understand that we do not have to be martyrs to the narcissist's ego, and that our well-being is worth much more than just maintaining appearances. Similarly, emotional detachment means cultivating an attitude of acceptance and resignation toward circumstances we cannot change. We recognize that we cannot alter the essence of the narcissist or force them into any specific behavior. By seeking control over aspects within our reach, we also yield to the irreversibility, redirecting our focus to areas where we can truly influence decisions. The act of emotional detachment acts as a shield against narcissism and helps us reclaim personal power and autonomy. We become responsible for keeping ourselves in check, blocking the narcissistic forces that attempt to sway us off course. We are not exempt from the daily reality of narcissism, a dark practice that undermines our self-esteem and exploits our vulnerabilities. However, with emotional detachment as a tool, we can always discover our true calling and live life to its fullest potential. When caught in the strong winds of narcissism, we keep this crucial principle close to our hearts. Our ability to remain calm and peaceful within ourselves is an unbeatable force. If you have any more questions or need additional guidance, don't hesitate to reach out. In a world prone to narcissism, it is crucial to stay firm and never lose sight of who you are, embracing peace, self-awareness, and genuineness during your personal growth. Do not let the turbulence of narcissism divert you from your path. Stay close to your principles and values, and have faith in yourself to overcome any obstacle that comes your way. Let's follow the example of the Stoics, who show us that true power resides in our ability to remain serene and unperturbed, no matter how difficult a situation may be. So, keep moving forward. Persevere through trials, set aside emotions, and practice self-control, for there is always light at the end of the tunnel. If you found this advice helpful, I recommend incorporating it into your daily life. Later, farewell, and may serenity accompany you in every step of your journey. Thank you for joining us on this Stoic journey. Remember always, the power to shape our happiness lies in our own hands, and through the constant practice of virtue and understanding of the things within our control, we can find peace and fulfillment. Keep exploring the depths of Stoicism in your daily life. Before you go, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with others who might benefit from Stoic wisdom. Until next time, may Stoic wisdom light your way.